morning. Sorry for the delay. I usually get back to like comments on like Wednesdays or random weekend times when I have free time. But so I don't want to complicate it, but the answer, in a nutshell, it's yes to both. So like I personally don't believe in doing spell for hire it like in my own practice. I want people to initiate, invoke the magic within themselves. That's a big part of a lot that I do. Is I understand spell for hire being necessary in certain situations, environments, etc. Generally speaking, my candles aren't entirely candle spells, and I've had a hard time explaining this. They're magical talismans. It's a ritual tool, and so I create the tool within like the essence of candle magic, and I set my intentions with the candle for the talisman on top of if it's like an intuitive like custom order for someone specifically, not just ones I'm making completely out of feeling for markets and things. But if I have a person or a soul in mind, and they like, so if you put in an order for an intuitive order and you had specific intentions that you knew for yourself that you were needing, let me know, and I'll keep that in mind with the intention making of the candle. However, if I also, because like it's a whole experience, so like tarot, oracle, all kinds of different cards are involved, runes can be involved. It's like a whole meditative experience on what it is that I go through to create. So when other things come up for me to keep in mind as far as like the intention and everything that I put into the candle, there is that. But ultimately, the main goal of the candle is for you to have a talisman that you can utilize, and enchant and invoke your own magic into with your own intentions and purposes. Like I want them to be multi-purpose, especially like the big candles. Now I know for like smaller candle spells, people get the small little pillars and then they burn the whole way through. The larger candles, like my, I don't, can you see it? Is it open? So like the little piggy, where am I going? This way. Okay, so my pig, he was 40 to 44 ounces. And so there's like large cycle intentions in him, and or other like large candles. So like a good example is someone wanted a Persephone candle, like a offering candle. That candle can be utilized for anything regarding your personal work with Persephone, which is quite vast depending on your own personal practice. So there's not only like divine femininity and self-love in there, there's duality and balance and transformation. There's so much that could go into that. So that's kind of like another long-winded way of explaining like the intentions. I have general like foundational intentions that I set with every candle. One of them is that the right candle meets the right soul at the right time for the right reason, and that they burn the way they burn for a reason, that every aspect of how they burn is a divine message or meditation, insight of some kind. So those are like the more general intentions. And then, so let's say you tell me like, I just want some self-love. So I'll incorporate self-love into the candle, but it may not just be a self-love candle, because through self-love comes grief and a lot of other healing aspects that may be necessary, or protection. Like there's so many different things that could go into it. And so I want the candle to be created and utilized in the way that it needs to be. And that can be generic, especially if I'm creating for someone who I don't know every detail to their life. We're all human. You read people so well, but at the end of the day, it's a tool for you to use. The hammer is only as powerful as the welder or wielder, however that works. So remember, I don't know. So that's just like more behind the candles. So I guess it's like a co-creation, which ultimately the intended person who ends up lighting the candle, then like they take the wheel from there. So I design the car, you fall in love with the car, and then you drive the car. Is how the candles work. But again, there is still intention made. They're still intently made, with a lot of details. So the more you tell me, I guess the more personalized it can be. I have not missed. I have not had anyone complain or be upset by the candles. In fact, they're usually kind of eerily impressed by things that I shouldn't have known that I put into the candle, and or all of the above. So it's fun. I think it's a really fun experience. So yeah, so that's just more about it. I hope that kind of clears that up.